Intentional living is the art of crafting a life that speaks to your soul, where every decision is a step towards your authentic self. Welcome back to another episode of the Leader's Realm podcast. I'm your host, Tony Camerata, serial entrepreneur, certified Maxwell team member, business coach, personal mindset coach, sales trainer, speaker, and mentor. Here in the Leader's Realm, we're building a team of titans, all while activating a beast mode mindset. Each week, we work towards building a mental toughness that helps us become stronger in our faith and building leaders for tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in last week. We discovered how to become fast, fluid, and flexible. After taking some time this week to just reflect on my journey through life and this step that I took outside of my comfort zone with hosting the Leaders Realm podcast, I realized I think most of us struggle with how to live a fulfilled life with a purpose. I realized that the only way to achieve this is to live life intentionally. Do all that we do daily, all with specific intent. But what does it mean to live intentionally? How do we fill our daily lives with purpose? How do we find guidance from others? How can we use scripture to guide us? Well, grab your coffee, guys. Sit back and join me. And let's explore these questions and more. As I was spending time reflecting over the past year, it really amazes me the transformation in my life. I've been so blessed. I remember reaching a point where I just felt like I was just stuck in the mud, spinning my wheels, not getting anywhere. No matter how hard I worked, no matter how much effort I put in, no matter what I was accomplishing, there was always this empty feeling, the feeling of being completely unfulfilled. So I remember having a conversation with one of my mentors. He's been an important guide in my life. He's guided me spiritually for over 30 years. And I remember him saying to me, in order to feel fulfilled, that I had to identify my purpose. And in order for me to find that purpose, I needed to truly learn what it means to lean into Christ and to listen. Listen in the quiet. Feel for that soft tug at my heart. Now, I've known this, and I've known this for a long time, but it finally took me just getting to that point where I would just felt completely empty, just to be willing to use the advice that he was giving me. A little over 6 months ago, I embraced the challenge of stepping outside my comfort zone, began studying to become a coach, mentor, trainer, and speaker, and I achieved my certification and became a member of the John Maxwell team, which has led me to hosting this podcast. You see, living life intentionally means making conscious choices that align with our values and our purpose. It's about being present, being mindful, and deliberate in all of our actions. Intentional living requires self-awareness, a clarity about what you want to achieve. It's so easy, guys, to get caught up in the busyness of life, losing sight of what really matters. But when we take the time to reflect on our goals and our priorities, we can make decisions that align with our true purpose. We have the choice to do that. No one is dictating to us how we're supposed to live our life. And if someone is, you need to check that. So a great place to start, for me anyway, was I just started in prayer and spending time in the Bible. The Bible offers us so many profound insights into this way of life. It encourages us to seek God's guidance and his wisdom. So Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." This scripture really emphasizes the importance of relying on God's direction, his direction to live a purposeful and intentional life. To start understanding intentional living, we need to really learn what it truly means. Living intentionally, it's about making choices, guys. Choices that reflect our deepest values, our beliefs. It's about being proactive instead of reactive. Focusing solely on what really matters to us. So how do we begin this journey? Well, first, it's crucial to understand that intentional living is not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's deeply personal and unique to each one of us. It's about aligning our daily actions with our core values and our long-term goals. This means being mindful of how we spend our time, who we spend our time with, and what activities we choose to engage in. In Ephesians, Paul writes, "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but wise, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil." The scriptures are a reminder to us of how we should be spending our time, to be mindful and to seize the opportunities to live out our purpose. Living intentionally also involves being present in the moment. How often do you find yourself or your mind just drifting? Or if you're like me, just chasing shiny objects or squirrels? It's about appreciating the here and now, learning to love the journey that you're on. Rather than constantly reliving the past. And a lot of times when we're reliving the past, for some reason, we choose to go back and relive all the negative crap that we've dealt with in the past, instead of latching onto the good memories. And stop worrying about the future. Now, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't plan for the future or learn from the past, but rather we should focus on making the most of the present moment. Live in the now. Learn to cherish it. Treasure the times that we have. Our days are counted. Maximize the time and be present. One of the key components to living intentionally is self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It's about being brutally honest with yourselves. I mean, I've said this a few times in past episodes. We've got to be brutally honest with ourselves. And we have to be honest about what we want, what we need. But most of all, we have to be mindful of how our actions impact others. Because in turn, it's going to affect how it impacts our goals and the things that we're doing to achieve our goals. Self-awareness allows us to make conscious choices that align with our values and goals. We have to get real, guys. And we have to identify and overcome the obstacles and challenges that may be holding us back from living intentionally. I can't remember which episode it was. I talked about, cutting those anchors. What's holding you back? Being aware of our strengths, our weaknesses, allows us to work towards personal growth and self-improvement. So how do we go about cultivating this self-awareness? We covered some of these in earlier episodes. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness, it's a practice of being present in the moment and being fully engaged with our environment. There's many ways that we can practice this. Through prayer, meditation, deep breathing exercises, or simply just stopping and paying close attention to our senses and our surroundings. Take the time, guys, to reflect on past experiences. What can we learn from them? Some people say, well, I can't remember things of the past that well. And this is where journaling could be a really helpful tool. You can ask yourself questions like, what went well today? Why? What didn't? What could I have done differently or better? But more importantly, what did I learn today? Seek feedback. Again, ask for feedback from your trusted friends and advisors. They can all provide valuable insights, provided that we stay open to constructive criticism and use it as an opportunity for growth. There's so many people that, clients of mine, they'll ask questions and they're seeking advice and they immediately get on the defensive. Just tells me they're not ready. And I'm asking you, just look deep inside you. If you can put yourself in a position where you're truly open to the constructive criticism, it's going to take you getting tired. It's going to take you getting tired of being tired. Open yourself up to the constructive criticism and use it as an opportunity for growth. By cultivating self-awareness, we can make intentional choices. We can create a life that aligns with our goals, with our values. I'm going to caution you, though. Choosing to live life intentionally, it comes with a whole other set of challenges. Distractions, setbacks, self-doubt, they can all steal our focus and kill our efforts. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere. Sporting events, news, social media. It's essential for us to identify what pulls us away from our purpose and find ways to minimize them. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns. But when you're faced with setbacks, guys, I'd like for you guys to just remember Romans 8:28. It says, "We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Trust him, guys. Trust that God can use even the most challenging situations for our growth and our benefit. It's natural to question our abilities and decisions. Combat self-doubt with faith and positive affirmation. Lean on God's strength and believe in your potential. Believe that you can achieve anything you put your mind to. Not listening to the naysayers, not listening to the sheep, not listening to the people, as one of my great mentors, John Maxwell, says, that are in the people pile. Maintain intentional habits. I know it's difficult, but yet it's important to maintain them. Galatians 6:9 reminds us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Notice it says the proper time and not our time. Stay committed to your values and goals even when things get tough, and never, ever quit. Become relentless. And we all know somebody who struggles with this. Maybe even some of you. I know I have. I recently spoke with a client this week. He shared a story with me. I told him what I was working on for this week's episode, and he said he started sharing with me that there was a time in his life where he was struggling. It was after a life-changing event. He told me he felt like he lost his entire purpose in life. Felt lost, alone, unfulfilled. He shared stories of his travels. He was traveling to try to seek clarity about his future. He was on a mission trip, and during his prayer time and the time that he spent reflecting on his past, he discovered a passion for teaching and mentoring. He returned home with a completely renewed sense of purpose and began working with troubled youth, helping them find their own purpose and path in life. And guys, this is just one of so many stories that highlight the transformative power of intentional living. By aligning our actions with our values and our purpose, we can create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. As I write this, the thought of one of my favorite movies popped into my mind, City Slickers. Well, Mitch Robbins, he was living an unfulfilled life. So he went on his city slicker journey to drive cattle and search for the one thing. Well, sometimes, guys, that one thing is right in front of us, but we're not present enough to realize it. So I ask, what's your one thing? As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with some encouraging words. Living intentionally is a journey and not a destination. Embrace it. Learn to love the journey, the highs, the lows, all of it. It's about making daily choices that align with our values and our purpose. Learn to trust God and allow Him to guide your every step. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." You see, God's plans for us are good. And when we live intentionally, we align ourselves with His purpose, honoring Him, and in turn, we're fulfilled. So I encourage you guys to take some time this week. Take some alone time, reflect on your values, reflect on your goals, pray for guidance, seek wisdom, make conscious choices. Take yourself off of autopilot for a bit and focus intently on you. Do these things. You do these things and you're going to unlock your greatest potential. And I'll keep saying this, guys. I believe in each and every one of you. There's not a single human being out there that can't step up and step out and chase what it is that they want, what it is that they need. It's just a shift in mindset. Thank you again, guys, for joining me in the Leader's Realm today. I really hope you found value in today's episode. Please take a moment to share with others, leave a review, send me a note. I love following your journeys. I love when you share feedback with me. It just fuels me for the next week, helps me come up with more content. I value each and every one of you. I just hope that you learn to value yourself. So until next week, guys, this is Tony Camerata. And remember, stay fast, stay fluid, stay flexible, and be the absolute best that you can be.